Hello everyone, and welcome back to Race Recap. My name is Jackson, and yes, it's that time again for another entryless video. So we're going to start with the Truck Series, because they're racing along with the Xfinity Cup at Darlington this weekend. We'll start at the top. There's Haley Deegan in the 1 truck, of course the 02 of Chris Wright. Moving on down, see Jordan Anderson. Norm Bennett in the 6 truck. Colby Howard will be in the 9 this weekend, actually. Moving down, you see Josh Berry will be in the 25. See, it says TBA on that 33 truck, but it's actually going to be Ryan Ellis. Also, the 41 of Dawson Cram. Lawless Allen, who's usually in the 34 truck, is actually riding for Nice Motorsports this weekend in the 45 truck. The Kyle Busch entry this weekend is Dylan Lupton in that 51 truck. Tyler Hill is in the Hill Motorsports Racing, Timmy Hill's brother. See the Thor Sport gang right there, Matt Kraft and Grant Enfinger and Ben Rhodes. And you can't forget Johnny Sauter up there as well. There he is. Also, you see, it's just the 11, not the 111. It's the 11 of Spencer Davis. Glad to see him back. Also seeing back the 34 of Josh Rayom, the 68 of Clay Greenfield, and the 75 of Parker Kligerman. So if you want to take a screenshot, here's a part of it right here. And here's the next part of it. And of course, 38 are entered, which means 38 will make the field. Now moving on to the Xfinity Series. They are also running at Darlington, but unfortunately, 41 drivers are entered. And only 40 can make the field, which means that unlucky 13 of Chad Fincham will not make it. And you might be wondering why that number 13 seems to never make the field. That's because they haven't done many races this year, so he doesn't have many points to fall back on. So let's start up at the top. See Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 0. Brett Moffitt, of course, running full-time in the Xfinity, not the trucks this year. 07 is Joe Graff Jr. Colby Howard doing double duty in the 15 this weekend. Mason Massey is in the 17, usually the 78 he's in, but he's in the SS Greenlight Racing, number 17 this weekend. Also, you see Tyler Reddick, Cup driver, is in the 23 this weekend. Colin Gerhart in the Sam Hunton Racing, number 26, in his 2nd race in a row. Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick's teammate in the Cup Series, will actually be in the 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing this weekend. See all the other regulars, Jade Buford there. I see TBA on the 52. It's actually going to be Gray Gaulding in that seat. See the 54 is Denny Hamlin. Usually races the Darlington races in the Xfinity Series. Also the 61 of David Starr. The 66 of Timmy Hill will make the field this weekend. Carson Ware, Cody Ware's brother, is in the 74 in the Mike Harmon Racing car. Not Bailey Curry for the 2nd weekend in a row. Also, you see the 90 of BJ McLeod and his teammate this weekend, Josh Williams. And there are the other BJ McLeod entry list cars. See Matt Mills, not in the 105, just the 5 for Matt Mills. And of course the 78 of Jesse Little. And doing double duty, it's the 99 of Ryan Ellis. So if you want to take a screenshot, we'll just start right here. I want to take a screenshot. Here's the next tab of it. Alright, so let's move on to the Cup Series. They are also racing at Darlington this weekend. And also, 37 are entered, which means all 37 will make it. See Quint Half in the 00 car. See the 1 of Kurt Busch. And actually, late breaking news, Kurt Busch will be racing in the 2311 next weekend team in the 45 car. Of course, Chip Ganassi Racing was sold over to Trackhouse Racing. See all the other regulars. Joey Gase actually in the 15 this weekend. A lot more regulars right here. Of course, there's Cody Ware and Josh Bilicki. James Davison is in the 53 this weekend, actually. The 77 Spire Motorsports 2nd entry is Justin Haley again. BJ McLeod in the 78. And, of course, the 99 is Daniel Suarez. So, if you want to take a little screenshot of this, here's the first bottom half. And there's the top half. Alright, So let's lastly move on to the ARCA Series. They are racing at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. And of course there's the two, Landon Lewis making his just his second start of the year, and Nick Sanchez will not be racing. And you might have just seen a sneak peek of it, but Ken Schrader, haven't heard that name in a long time, but Schrader will be racing in the number 10 this weekend for Andy Hillenberg Racing. And another thing, the sponsor is the fire department. That's because on the way to the Milwaukee Mile, Andy Hillenberg's trailer caught on fire, and the fire department helped save about 75% of his supplies and materials. So, very cool to see them being sponsored on Ken Schrader's car this weekend. And the other Andy Hillenberg racing entry is the 11 of Owen Smith. Crew chief Owen Smith, driver Owen Smith. We'll have to see how that shakes out. And also you see the 12 is D.L. Wilson. His crew chief is actually driver and crew chief. Dick Doheny be crew chiefing this weekend. Jesse Love in the 15. The championship contenders Ty Gibbs and Corey Heim right there. Dirt track specialist Ryan Unzicker actually was unable to finish the first dirt race because of a radiator issue, but has high hopes coming into DuQuoin this weekend. Tony Breidinger is in the 25. Zachary Tinkle is in the 27. That 27 is usually Alex Clubb or Tim Richmond, but it's actually Zachary Tinkle this weekend. And we'll come back to his crew chief because we have a little question mark right there, Wayne Peterson. And you also see Taylor Gray, who is not filling in for Thad Moffitt. Thad Moffitt did not have any materials or money to make the dirt races this year. Hopefully we'll see him at Salem and Bristol and Kansas, the three concluding races after this. But Taylor Gray races the first dirt race in the 46, and he's also racing the second dirt race in the number 46. Also see, of course, Brad Smith in the 48. Ron Vandermeer Jr. is in the 66, taking his hand at some dirt racing. Will Kimmel, famous dirt track specialist, in the 69 this weekend. Glad to see him back. The second Michelle Hillenberg racing entry is the 01 of Tim Monroe. Monroe was actually in the first dirt race as well, but he was in the 10 car then. And lastly, see here, Wayne Peterson racing in the 06, but he's also crew chiefing the 27 car. That's interesting. We'll see if there's any problems on that 06, and if he has to end the race early, if he can hop over and help guide Zachary Tinkle to hopefully a top 10 run. That'd be great for that team. Well, that's all for Race Recap today. Come join us, I guess, next weekend when we recap all three series from Darlington, the ARCA Series, at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds, and the F1 drivers in the Grand Prix of the Netherlands.